Hello, I guess, am I on the air? I can't even tell. I guess I'm on the air. Yeah, okay. Hi guys, my name is Mike, and this is We Are Techies YouTube page. I am one of the members of the of this illustrious group of great people that I've just have just become aware of. But the guy that's in charge, his name is Rob, and he thought that it was a good idea to put a group together of guys that could have pretty cool hangout conversations on this YouTube page. And I was actually just chatting with him a while ago. I was supposed to be a part of their first live hangout, but unfortunately, I didn't get a chance to be a part of it because I had to be at work. And I just got done watching the first podcast, so to speak, and it's actually here on my TV, as you guys can see there. I had about a couple minutes left, but I just kind of got to know these people a little better. And first of all, I want to give shout outs to Rob for putting it together. I know it's very tough to get a group of people to, do a hangouts or a video such as this, just to put it all together into one, just for like 1 hour, for all these guys to just sit and talk about their passion about tech reviews, etc. You have Brandon, you have Steven, I think, Magic Tech, and Paul. Paul, I know, personally, I had the Nexus 6 myself, so I can relate to you, but I had it when it was first out. But I want to just throw out who I am to you guys. If you guys aren't familiar with my channel, I call my channel BudgeTech Reviews. Now, a lot of you guys were talking about BudgeTech phones, such as the ZT Warp, the ZT Max, older phones that you guys used to have back in the day. And basically how I got started off on YouTube, which was probably a good three and a half years ago already, was the fact that I would stay up late at night. I wasn't going to school. I wasn't really doing much with myself, so I would stay up late at night. And I don't know how I got into just watching cell phone reviews, but I started watching Phone Dog reviews. I don't know if any of you have ever watched the channel Phone Dog, but the guy who used to be in charge of the videos, his name was Aaron Baker, and this guy was really so enthusiastic about the videos and his cellular phone reviews, and they're a pretty big publication. I don't really watch them so much anymore because he left that company, and now I'm more obtained to watching like guys like Marquez Brownlee, MKBHD, or I'll watch John Renger and the Techno Buffalo crew, or guys on Pocket Now, etc. like that. Those were people that I watched over the years, or prior to me getting into actual review videos, and I just decided, hey, at the time I was using prepaid phones, and I just could not stop looking at the spec sheets on them, and I was just kind of amazed how some of these lower end phones could compete with other phones at the time. At the time they had the iPhone 4, 4S, or the Samsung Galaxy was just kind of getting into its groove, and I wanted to compare these phones to these flagship devices on prepaid carriers such as Virgin Mobile, Boost Mobile. At the time Net 10 was barely coming out. Companies like Cricket and Metro were still kind of, they were there, but their smartphone lineup wasn't as big as it is now, because now you can basically get flagship devices on those carriers. And I wanted to show everyone else out there that they can get these great phones at such a low price, dubbed the name BudgeTech. But prior to me changing my channel name to BudgeTech Reviews, prior to that I would call it my YouTube channel was called VM Reviewer 86, because at first I used to strictly just do prepaid mobile phones by Virgin Mobile. Okay, so Virgin Mobile, I thought at the time they were selling cheap phones, and at the time I think their cheapest plan was $25 a month for you would get a couple 100 minutes, but you would get unlimited data and unlimited texting. So at the time, that was perfect for me because I didn't talk on the phone much, and data and texting was a little more important. But they were, these guys were talking about, issues from today. Like right now we have the Samsung Galaxy S7, or not the S7, but the Note 7, and how it's, having a lot of difficulties having phone explosions, I guess. So, I kind of agree with Brandon saying that, I guess Samsung's doing the right thing and taking the taking the initiative and not making excuses. They're kind of just owning up to the mistake of having, throwing out faulty phones, and vice versa. I remember Paul who threw out the Nexus 6. I had that phone a couple of years back. Was it a couple of years or was it last year? I don't recall. I think it was last year. I had that phone for maybe about 3 or 4 months, and I wasn't a big fan of the Motorola Nexus 6 for the fact the size. Prior to that, I had the Nexus 5, and I have to say that the Nexus 5 was probably my favorite throwback phone like ever. I think that was my favorite phone of all time as far as Android phones go, even though that that phone at the time only went up to, I think, was it KitKat? I think it was Android version KitKat before, I finally decided to move on to another phone. But I thought the Nexus 6 was a great phone. Prior to that, the Nexus 4 was also a great phone. I had that phone, and just for a little bit, one of the clearest screens that I've seen on a phone for a phone at that price at that time. I thought that those were great prices, and at the time, I would buy the phones unlocked, and I was with T-Mobile, the carrier, and T-Mobile really allowed me to just basically swap out the SIM card on every unlocked device that I bought, and I was just ready to go. About my channel, for those of you that are not familiar with it, though, excuse me, I had McDonald's just a while ago, but I run, aside from smartphones, I do reviews on, basically low-end tech products that, people from Amazon or websites that run their own stuff, they decide to send me some of their stuff. And right now, actually, I don't know if you guys can see that in the background. I have lighting and my camera set up and everything like that. You can see that I have my camera set up with a couple of review units back there. I have a wireless set of headphones by a company called One by One, and I have a mini battery fan that I'm going to review within the next week on my channel, and hopefully I think I'm going to be able to put my channel in the link below so you guys can check it out. But I want to give Rob a huge shout out for giving us this outlet. It's going to expand our YouTube channels even more, and the fact that he's going to that I get to do these videos, and I do them for fun, but at the same time, as a consumer of products, it's good to let other people know out there that, whether the product is good or not. And in my case, I love tech items. So like I said, behind there, I have a Bluetooth headset that I'm going to review. Hopefully it's good. I do exercise from time to time, so that's one of those workout headsets that you clip around your neck. The clip-on fan is just more of a random item that I have there, and I'm going to do that. Recently, I've done a review on the LG K3 by Virgin Mobile. That was probably the latest, or the last of the smartphones that I've done in the past year. I have really kind of steered away from smartphones, but I kind of want to get back into that lineup. And as the guys discussed, all the prepaid phones that they've had over the years, I like to go and look back at my channel, and I've done so many reviews, and right now I'm actually gonna search through my page, and I just want to kind of give you guys an idea of like how many cell phones I've done. So the video that I have done that has the most views on it is actually the Moto G 2nd generation, which has over 200,000 views on the video, and it's actually just an update about the phone getting Android Lollipop. And Android Lollipop at the time had barely come out about a year ago, right? Which is Android 5.0, and now we're on Android 7.0, Android N, which is Android Nougat. But Android 5.0 Lollipop was kind of a huge update at the time because it was finally kind of straying away from other the the UI that was known as Jelly Bean, as Gingerbread, etc. You know, is more of just a modified version. So Android 5.0 kind of changed the game a little bit, and it really kind of changed the way we look at how vanilla Android is now and what to expect. So, you know, back then, you know, I was doing videos of the Motorola, you know, G second gen. Now we have the fourth gen out already, but I did a review on the first gen of the Motorola G. Going back to my, let me see, I just want to go back to all my videos here. I'm actually looking at my YouTube channel here. Going back to my oldest video, let's see, I have so many videos. I have 200 plus videos on my YouTube channel. And, you know, I've reviewed tablets, I've reviewed cell phones, I've reviewed Bluetooth speakers, going back to 2 years ago already. Let's see, my oldest phone review is actually, let's see, this is back when I was living with my parents. My oldest phone review was from 3 years ago, and this was actually the Samsung Galaxy Reverb. But my oldest phone that I've ever had is the first Android smartphone that I ever had was the LG Optimus, which was on Virgin Mobile at the time, but I know other carriers like Sprint, Verizon had that, which was basically a base Android phone for their first-time smartphone buyers. And it had Android 2.2 at the time, which was Gingerbread, I think, or Froyo or something like that. It was an old version of Android. So from there, you know, I've done phones like the Samsung Galaxy Reverb. I've done, you know, wireless phones for Boost and T-Mobile, such as, you know, the ZTE Concorde. These are going back. I had a Google Nexus 4 review back in the day. The Kyocera event, which is one of the, and I remember one of the guys mentioning Kyocera in there, saying that Kyocera, or I can't even say the name. Kyocera is one of the smartphone brands that should kind of be on, you know, up there with the other guys as far as like, you know, specs. And I kind of agree. I think that back a couple years back, they were making some pretty good phones, and they've kind of strayed away from it a little while. But I did like the Kyocera event. I went from that to, you know, doing the Samsung Galaxy Rush, which was a small Galaxy phone from Boost Mobile a couple years ago. The LG Optimus Extreme from Net 10. I've done the ZT Warp Sequent, which was another kind of a low-end smartphone that I did back in the day. What else? I've done the Samsung Galaxy Victory. Just going forward, you know, I've done, you know, let's see. Oh my gosh, there's just too many. There's a lot of smartphones that I've done out there, and going back, you know, I've done Windows phones also. The first and only Windows phone I've done is the Nokia Lumia 521. And, you know, I've done tablets, cheap tablets that you can purchase from Walmart online. The Hisense 07. You know, I've gone back from there to the Virgin Mobile All, which was from a couple years ago also. And I think one of the guys mentioned that, you know, that they worked hard on these videos. And a lot of them, you know, some of them, you know, they work hard on these videos, and they didn't get a lot of views on these videos. And I can kind of relate to you. Some of these videos, you know, I felt like I was, you know, one of the first ones to jump on these videos, but because other, you know, other YouTube channels, ones that have like millions of subscribers, have, you know, they're there, and, you know, they have more of an outlet to have their videos shared than to people like me and the other guys that, you know, my channel maybe has close to 6,000. I want to say 5,800. I haven't really looked at it too much, but, you know, I remember hitting my first milestone of having 100 subscribers on my YouTube channel. And, you know, I look up to these guys that are continuing to do the same thing with their videos. And, you know, one of them showed that one of them only had about a little over 1,000 subscribers. But, you know, the fact that he loves to do these videos is one thing. And one of the other guys says that he does all the shooting and editing on the actual phone himself is quite a surprise to me, because I don't think I could ever do that. I don't think I could ever just, you know, bust out my iPhone, take the video, and edit everything, and do everything basically either off YouTube or off the phone's you know, a video editor. And I think, you know, as an iPhone owner, I could use iMovie, and I just choose not to. But, you know, it's just one of those things where, you know, you just get caught up in it, and it becomes more of a lifestyle Last year I kind of strayed away from tech reviews for a little bit because I was busy with school, but I finally graduated and I'm super proud of that. And I really want to, get, anyone that's out there doing tech reviews, learn the fundamentals. I want to recommend learn the fundamentals of basic video, whether it be just taking a video with your cell phone or like I have back there. I don't know if you guys can see. I just have a basic Canon Vixia 300 set up with a tripod over here on a little table in my room, and you can see I have a light there for better lighting. But just little things like that can make your videos go a long way. Of course, you want to watch out for glare on screens like cell phones, for example, because that'll kind of ruin the video a little bit. Background music as well. Better lighting is always a good thing, especially on tech reviews. Especially they can't see what they're looking at. They're not going to want to watch the videos. So I think that's one thing. And again, I want to give Rob a big shout out to the channel here itself. I think it's big, and I think that me and the other guys, hopefully in the future, we can have some nice little discussions on what's coming out. With Boost Mobile, Virgin Mobile, the wireless industry in general, and their favorite tech items, etc. Right now, of course, I'm streaming off my MacBook Pro. Not really a budget tech item, but it's something that I like to use for the editing. I use Adobe CS6 to edit my videos, and just go from there. So thank you guys again for watching. I want to give Rob a big shout out again, and hopefully this channel goes pretty good. So again, I'm going to leave my YouTube channel in the description below, and if you guys like these videos, please like them, please share, and as always to everyone out there, please subscribe.